What if I told you I'm about to give you some truth that is going to shake your mind up? And I promise you only God himself could be able to explain, because I'm not God, but he chose me to say this. And this is the truth. The virtues, the 19 keys, the power source. Is that all real? Or is it a virtue in our mind that we hadn't broke through? You ever thought about what is the truth behind the veil? What is truth over peace? Because truth is power within itself, and it's hated with the utmost power. See, when you tell truth, it's like setting a war with those around you who don't want to hear it, or those just are you slipping into a point that could reveal who they truly are. So you just set a war for having love to set free the peace that it's supposed to do. But are you willing to walk that path? Are you willing to walk in lies in order to keep somebody else satisfied because you fear who they are? See, everybody talks about truth. Everybody talks about being honest. Everybody talks about that true power of always having that I'm honest. I be real. Are you? Because being real starts with being real with oneself. Because if you can't be real with oneself, you can't be real with no one else. So that's the work that already starts with yourself. See, I'm finna enlighten you on some things so you'll understand what true power in self look like, and the true power that aligns you with God himself, and not in this who you belong to and what group and what denomination. Because see, that is not where peace lies and where truth and understand wisdom dwell it. Okay? Silence is not always wisdom, because just because you can be silent and know truth, are you hiding behind the veil of being seen because you are fearful of what they may think? So, even though you might be the wisest man in the room, you might be the biggest coward in the room. They keep you around because you are a gatekeeper for them. So, that's power. Good virtues. That's what I say. Great virtues, and if you holding keys that could unlock others for their virtues. Do love require boundaries? Do you have boundaries on love? I guarantee you do. I guarantee you that you will not make yourself vulnerable to true love, because having that heartbreak, having that hold over you is fearful. So how do you hold the keys to virtue, to true power of alignment with God? Do you have forgiveness? Do you have that in touch willingness to really forgive without retaliation? Do you give access to somebody who has scorned you and hurt you? Would you help them? Would you pull them up? Would you? You say you forgive them. Would you help them? Would you loan them money? Would you let them work for you? Would you give them the opportunity to hurt you again? Because true forgiveness is give them that opportunity to hurt you again. Why? Because see, when you lie in the real power of the source, he says, number one, vengeance is mine, said the Lord. Forgiveness is all forgiven, because you give it to the source, right? Do you believe in the source? Peace can look like war. Do your peace look like war? Then you might be in the right fight, because everything I'm saying, it will bring you war in a greatest facet way. And when I say that, in the greatest way, because you're not bringing war, you are bringing the enlightenment of God. And nobody really wants the enlightenment of God because they really don't love God. They love power, not God. Okay? So, riches over domination. Would you rather have riches and domination. See how that works? Because rich is power, right? You can buy what you want. You can control other people the way you want. You can have the things you want. And you can pretend to help others and care about them. You can pretend. Discipline is love in disguise. You have to know that love is discipline. You have to know that. You have to know love is discipline, because you have to be so reckless with love that it disciplines you to go even further. Because see, true love has a boundary set that you no longer have to worry about. Because if you are so wicked, it's gonna destroy your box. Because you ain't gonna have nothing else to do with that, because you ain't never felt it. See, that's real love. You ain't never felt pure love, because pure love is, it looks evil, because you ain't never seen pure love, right? See, there's a difference in the power that you search and the power you're willing to understand that you can't get. It has to be given. That's law, right? Compassion without truth is manipulation. Is that so? Compassion without truth is a manipulation. Compassion without truth. Not saying truth without compassion is manipulation. Compassion without truth. Because you can't be really compassionate if you're not really telling the truth. But the whole thing about the whole thing of it is, it's hard to be compassionate with truth. Because sometimes truth takes over compassion. Because sometimes the truth cuts so hard that it's gonna outweigh anything you can ever put manipulation on. See, you cannot manipulate the 100% truth. And manipulation is the gatekeeper to it all right? You know that, because every little truth that's twisted a quarter, just a little bit, and then a lie. And it can look like compassion, but it's not compassion. It is a lie. It is manipulation to its fullest. Why am I on this? Why am I saying all of these things? Because so many people hold keys not to help, but to have power. That's what this is about. It's breaking down what you worship and who you worship and why. Being real is a higher virtue than being nice. Let me say that again. Being real is a higher virtue than being nice. Being authentic. Okay, let me break it into you. Being authentic. That means being oneself, for the purpose of being oneself. Because that's when you're in one spirit, one God, one flow, one knowledge, and one understanding. It's definitely not yours. Definitely, when you get there, it's not yours. Because we have got past the part of who God truly is. We have got so wrapped up into ourselves and the power of who we are and the things that we can accomplish and the things that I. And we as my unit, as my team. There's no team without the source. There is no nothing without the source. But we get past the source. We get past all the things that keeps it real, that keeps it authentic, that keeps you who you are like no other. And it's not because you look different than others, because it's somebody, you got somebody look just like you. But that person is not you and you are not him. Because what's in you is a spirit of a high being, higher concept, and a higher understanding. But you have to tap into that with resources. Obedience to purpose may look rebellious. Obedience to purpose may look like rebellious. Obedience to purpose may look like rebellious. Did you just hear that? When you so obedient, it may seem like you being rebellious. Because see, to the masses, you are. To the masses, it look like you gotta be out of your mind to do the things you doing, even though they know you right, even though you got to be different. You are. The spirit inside of you is way older than you. It chose you before you could ever understand about choosing it, okay? When you become one with who you was meant to be in the first place. You good for everybody else. That's the byproduct. So your obedience to the spirit that God laid inside of you, to grow it, to teach you, to nurture you, that goes back and forth with the higher spirit, of the higher being, of the higher energy, of the higher light, of the higher source. We have been lied to, okay? That's the bottom line. You can be righteous and still be angry and get angry. You can be righteous and still get angry. That's because when you walk in a certain way, in a certain light, they will shake you up to make you feel like you belong to them. But see, anger does not become you if you get to understand it. See, once you understand that emotional set is a weak set, but you're gonna have that because you are tied to a suit. You are tied to being of flesh. You are gonna be tied to looking at ignorance and understand that it's ignorant, but you will not respond ignorant. It will not allow you to, okay? This is the thing about you can be righteous and still get angry, because if you didn't get angry, you would be a liar. See, do you see? When you walk in truth, you understand the light. It's okay to say, I am angry, but I am not in my emotional sense to understand that I cannot control it, but I can understand it. And I know I can be forgiven for being angry. But can you really get past being angry? And that's when you start to be grateful for being angry, because that's where your lessons to grow better and stronger. You will always fall weak to the prey of the enemy. That's his job, but your job is to respond differently. Respond differently to anger. What they don't look for you to do is what you're gonna give them, because they ain't never been able to understand what you're gonna give them. That's something different out of anger. Honor your pain is part of your power. Did you get that? Honor your pain is part of your power. And that is absolute. Your heartbreak, your being deceived, your being a target, your being not like them. It's your pain. But your honor belongs to God. See, that's the thing about honor. You honoring the Father. See, that's the thing that so many get wrapped up in. What is the truth of it all? You gonna be tied to things you don't understand because it sounds so good. I'm giving you the power that is of the source, of being, of who you need to be, to unlock something that they don't want you unlocked. But I done said this. I said I would grow every day to become stronger in him, not in me. Your shadow is not your enemy. The shadow is the light that watches over you, okay? See, when you start to see the shadows, when you start to see things that don't seem like it's there, but it is, that's the energy of the Father. Put protection around you. It's in the Old Testament, Elisha, and Ezekiel. Them two E's. Okay? And he said, hey man, we surrounded. He said, nah, but what's around us is bigger than the enemy. Yes. Did you just hear what I said? Did you just hear what I see? I'm giving you the power right now. See, I'm not giving you that. I care less. I call them parables. Because see, when you gotta really live this. See, what made Jesus Jesus? That's something I want you, and he got 100 names, man. I want you to understand, it goes back to the walking of the beginning. You know what I'm saying? You can go into Buddha when it said on a spiritual journey of oneself. The same thing you got to do to really become one with the spirit. Do not get twisted in none of this. You got to get it within inside self. Unlock oneself. Everybody got their own journey. That's what I'm on. Journey. Okay. Isolation is sometimes sacred. Did you just hear what I said? Isolation is sometimes sacred. You ain't heard that. Because see, to be alone is to be with the source. To be alone is to be with the source. So many times we can't separate ourselves from the noise. Sometimes we so wrapped up in the being. That's why That's why he run you with these 19 keys of situations, that the 19 virtues that you're looking for, you should get out of. You should run away. You should. Because everything you going to follow sound good ain't real. You might look at the little trinkets and the little gimmicks that pull you in. Realness don't have trinkets. Realness, you feel it in your spirit and your soul is gonna rock you. Why? Because that's who he is. He's a rocker. People pleasing is self-betrayal. Did you hear that? People pleasing. Not pleasing of the spirit, but of people. See, number one, you gotta get real with yourself. You gotta get real with you to even really be able to deal with what's coming at you. So if you out there trying to make everybody happy, that means you're making the real source not happy, okay? Because he got something inside of you that's gonna be different. You're supposed to be doing the will of what he put inside of you, not on making somebody else feel good about their monkey suit. Because that's what it is. It's a monkey suit. It's a theoretical act to draw people in, to say, look at me. Keep you distracted, and I promise you, the trinkets will follow. Why do I say trinkets? It's all luxury. You're going to have that anyway. You're going to get it anyway because it is of him to give it to you. Abundance was already meant for you. You ain't got to do nothing differently, but you can be the greatest version of you and give the greatest truth of you, the greatest enlightenment of you, and find the greatest spirit of you to walk in the greatest light of you. Through him. Okay. Stillness is louder than screaming. Stillness is louder than screaming. Stillness. Stillness in oneself. Stillness is louder than screaming. Because when they screaming, it means you didn't touch their soul. When they around, you would never be able to have another word. So that is what you have done to get them to understand at that point, because they will follow stillness. Did you just hear that power right there? With all the things you have done, and walking in spirit, walking in faith, walking in the path of righteousness, understanding what love truly is, and understanding how to carry that torch. At that point, stillness comes to chaos. Peace, be still. That's the power. Peace, be still. It's teaching you how to get there. What I just tell you, I didn't come here to give you something I'm charging you for. I'm giving you something that nobody really want to talk about. Your past does not disqualify your virtue. Did you didn't get that? Your past did not disqualify your virtue. Your past actually was the unlocking to your virtues. See, sometimes we have to go to the bottom of the depths of the pits to find the light. Sometimes all of it got to be burnt off. What do hell really do? You got keys to your own hell? Because the hell is really trapped in your mind that you have created. You created the Dante's Inferno. You did it. You created your own devil because you followed the devil right where he wanted you to go. And you was happy to do it. But what it's telling you is your past doesn't disqualify you from your virtue. No matter how bad you think you might be, it doesn't qualify you to change where you are today. That's that gift. That's that gift that keep on giving back to you that you might not even think that you deserve. I'm talking to somebody right now. You know what I mean? I'm talking to you right now. You tuned in. You tuning into this. It's meant for you, but you already know it. You already know it. It's giving you something you ain't never heard before anyway. Righteous anger is a spiritual tool. Righteous anger is a spiritual tool. Righteous. Because that's that passion. It ain't even, it's that passion. It's that spirit being raw. It's ready. You ain't gonna deter me. You ain't gonna make me push back. I'm here. That's what it ain't angry. It's fired up. It's fired up because it know it got bigger strength than you got. It's saying, look, you can't fight here, but God sent me to. That's that righteousness. You hear me? See, you ain't gonna say vulgar language. You gonna stand on strength. You gonna stand on it. You gonna look firm in the eyes of the enemy. Not to hurt it, but to let it know, I see you. See, they know not what they do, but you do. You know exactly what you're doing. You standing up for the fight. You're a spiritual warrior that was sent for this battle, okay? God's approval, not public opinion. Did you not get what God's approval, not public opinion? That is 18 now. I hope you've been killed. I might need to print this out. I want y'all to leave it in the comments. I gotta get that. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying I have not put this out. I'm telling you, I'm just now breaking it down. I'm telling you right now, I said this. Yes, it is me, okay? And God himself has blessed me to be able to do this. I was so shaken. This been given to me like all day long, like in meditation. He comes with his quiet, silky voice and his love and all the hurt. See, I done walked through this hurt and this pain and this torturous life, being alone. People backstabbing me, hurting me, wanting to see me down. Yes, I made mistakes. Yes, I have not been a great person. But guess what? I knew what my calling was. I knew what was in me. Do you? Okay? Virtue is who you are when nobody's watching. Did you hear that? Virtue is who you are when nobody's watching. That's the inflaming of integrity. That's the inflaming of God knows who you are. And he expects you to act like that all times, not just sometimes. All times you are accountable. This is the enlightenment. The true enlightenment, not the walking and the talking of this and that. And I belong to the. I don't belong to none of that. Okay, none of that. Absolutely not. It's insanity. Why? Because God loves me for who I am, not what they want me to be. He loves you, not for what they want you to be, but what's inside of you that he put there. All nationalities. You are not of color. You are of a spirit. That's going to be broken down at another time, at another date. Hey, man, if you like what I'm cooking, you like what God cooking inside of me, man, you got to tune in, lock in. I'm telling you, it ain't going to stop. This is the beginning of the new fire station. I need to put fire station. We on fire around this. Listen, God is the truth, the light, the understanding in your pathway, man. Wisdom will come. Money will come. Your blessings of blessings on blessings on blessings is in him. He already put it in you. Put it in the comments in me. Hey, listen, man, lock in, follow. Hey, man, I ain't going nowhere. I'm going to keep coming. Love you.